Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to the Renter's Warehouse red carpet here at the 2013 Twin Cities Film Fest, sponsored by the Shops at the West End and the Showplace Icon Theater. I'm your host, Doug Sidney. Closing night. We are culminating our film fest tonight with one final feature, Nothing Without You. I am joined here on the Renter's Warehouse red carpet with the co-producing team of Rick Santos and Zachary Irving, who wrote, directed, and produced the film, along with lead actor Emily Friedenberg. We're so glad to have you here. It's such an honor and a pleasure to have you here. Your film is in the midst of a pretty exhilarating film fest run. Toronto, you were asked to rescreen your film on closing night. Santa Fe, New York. Can you describe the significance of screening your film here at the Twin Cities Film Fest?
Yeah, well, one of the biggest things about playing at Twin Cities Film Fest is not only is it a great festival on the schedule.
Glad you think so.
Sure, yeah. Well, obviously having the pedigree of the roster you've had the past several years, especially this year with August Osage County and Mandela, Long Walk to Freedom, among others. For us personally, playing here in the Twin Cities and having our film as a closing night feature means a lot to us as the filmmakers, but we are so excited that Emily Friedenberg, the lead actress who plays Jennifer Stidger, is being recognized like this in her hometown area for the incredible, marvelous job she did bringing this character to life and carrying our film. So that means a great deal to us to see a forum like this recognizing her work.
Added impact in being here. That's so great to hear. Emily, thank you so much for being with us. Segueing into what Zachary was just saying, can you talk about the significance, again, of a strong female role in a feature film? What that's meant to you and how you feel about that, about a film like this that's being carried by a female lead.
Okay, thanks. Thank you for having us here. And this character was so impactful to me. As soon as I read the script, she is not just a passive character, nor just a romantic lead or this and that, as so many films are. She drives the movie, and she has strengths and weaknesses and vulnerability, and very active at the same time. And I feel that I was able to bring that character to life. It was a challenge, but it was an honor above everything else because the character was so well written, and to be able to have that opportunity, that does not come along very often, whether it's here or anywhere else. I would say this is just an outstanding character and just a real privilege to have been able to portray her.
And of course you have a lot of friends and family here tonight, so added significance for you.
Absolutely. I was thrilled that so many friends and family were able to join us. I know they're all around here, and it's great. It's wonderful because they don't always have a chance to see them, and the film festival is just a fantastic festival, and they just really have highlighted the films that they've had here, and it just really showcases them all. And kudos to the festival. They've really done a nice job.
Can you talk a little bit more about being in the world that you were in on your television series and then formulating this story? It's heavy subject matter. Would your filmmakers, you're going to have future projects, would you stay in this world? Have you talked about that? Would you want to explore something else? And also, have you been heavily influenced by the success of this film in possibly writing another main character as a female?
Yeah, so I think, from this project we learned a lot of lessons about how to kind of expand on the production model, being kind of bare bones and, putting a lot of our efforts and money in front of the camera, and being kind of even more efficacious about, getting a film done and effectively and on a low budget. So those are some of the big lessons we learned. I'm writing a script that has it's a thriller with a main character who's female. I know Rick has a project he's working on, and maybe you can talk a little bit about that and how your experiences.
Yeah, I mean, I think writing and producing a feature film gives us the experience of we know what can work and not work, and through the writing process, you start to focus on specifically the kind of locations that work within the production side, not just on the story side, but you need to look at the overall sort of aspect of how you're going to have the finished product come out.
And that brings up something else interesting about Nothing Without You. You talk about being on-the-fly filmmakers ready to deal with things with skeleton crews, with skeleton budgets. You had to pick up production. Tell me if this is not true. You had to pick up production and move to another state in finishing this film. How did you navigate those waters? How did you make that happen?
So we actually were planning to shoot here in Minneapolis, but my day job is I produce television shows. And the production, we picked up sticks and joined another crew in Louisville, so we suddenly had a new city we were looking at to produce the film. And then we did some finishing work and additional photography in 2 other states and 3 other cities, which kind of expanded the production value. We shot in West Virginia, New York, Manhattan, Brooklyn, and it was while we were in the editorial phase, so we knew exactly what we wanted. And we knew, if we have the access to pick up again, what are the shots what are the exact shots, the best production value we can get? Let's plan it, and let's get those shots. Let's make sure we have these scenes have kind of a visual rhythm that we want. And it's nice to work quickly and get things you want quickly in principal photography. But let's take advantage of the time we have while we're editing to get rounded out.
Sure. Emily, can you comment? You had to pack up camp as well and go to another state. You probably worked with a brand new core of actors, playing roles that were shot in another state, and worked with a new crew aside from your co-producing team. Can you comment on that?
Yes, I do think it was to a great advantage for me personally to go into a city with a crew and cast that I did not know other than Zachary and Rick, but we had just recently known each other, and it was a great adventure, but it also allowed me to really dive into the character and really isolate myself from, just to really remove myself and just really submerge myself into my surroundings and the character.
So you saw that as more of a help to you in your work rather than a hindrance. That's fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, I love working in the Twin Cities. I love working with people that I do know, but it was just a new experience for me, and it was one that was unfamiliar to me, and I think that just played toward the strength of my character trying to navigate through her situations in life. I was too, and I feel like that really just added to the rounding out of the character.
We're going to get to see that on screen. Now, I'm getting the we need to send you into your screening. I want you to send us out with what you've had a great festival tour. Can you think of something offhand? One of the most significant comments or reactions from audiences about the film, anything that comes to mind. And if I've stumped you, you can just give me credit for stumping you, but I would love any reactions you have.
Well, I think the mental illness aspect of our story and the sort of the dramatics of that, we had some audience member who said maybe you should show this to sort of the clinical side as sort of a help sort of film, which we didn't necessarily agree. It's still a thriller, but we thought it was interesting perspective that they really liked the medical, illness side of what the character goes through.
You've touched a nerve, and as filmmakers, that's sometimes one of the best things you can do. It has been such a pleasure talking to you. Zachary, Rick, Emily, thank you so much for being here. We're all very excited. I know you have a whole crowd of friends and family ready to get in there and see the film. Let me shake your hand. Thank you for being here, Rick.
Thank you so much.
Emily. Once again on the Renter's Warehouse red carpet here on closing night, our closing night film, Nothing Without You. Enjoy. Thanks for watching.